Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Deputy Prime Minister of Somalia, Madam High Commissioner for Human Rights, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for me to speak to you today for the standalone interactive dialogue for Somalia, during which I want to seek to put under the spotlight the deteriorating human rights situation in Somalia, particularly the right to freedom of expression. This state of affairs has been occasioned by the unremitting, deadly and deliberate violence that has led to the total collapse of respect for civilians' human rights as enshrined in the international humanitarian law and Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The scope of the term legitimate targets, as well as the rule of the proportionality, has been widened to suit the interests of the warring sides in Somalia. This has resulted in unacceptably high numbers of civilian victims of the conflict and the widespread destruction of civilian infrastructure, including journalists and their media houses. The action is targeted media in this bloody conflict seek to entrench and enforce a culture of silence as one way of sapping the social energy of Somali society. Excellencies, Somali journalists who risk life and limb in their work continue to pay a heavy price for playing their role as the public's messengers. The violence directed at them undermines their capacity to fulfill this duty. Dozens of journalists have been assassinated, while many other dozens daily face threats, intimidation, physical harassment, and dislodgement from their workstations. 22 journalists were murdered since 2007, making them the most victimized group among the foremost defenders of human rights. 3 journalists were killed so far this year. A journalist in Puntland is currently serving 6 years in jail. This sentence is the most outrageous and the harshest punishment given to a journalist in recent times in this semi-autonomous region of Somalia. The private media houses were hit hard after Al-Shabaab and Hezbollah Islam seized control of 5 radio stations in south-central regions in the last 6 months. Mr. President, the world community must quickly come to the aid of the survivors of these gruesome violations and ensure punishment for the perpetrators of human rights violations as a deterrent to future acts of impunity. For the journalists who continue to endure this hell that divides presidency, justice delayed is more than justice denied. It is a terror sustained. Failure to address these violations of human rights against journalists, if left to continue, gives an incentive to the perpetrators to continue their macabre trade. Finally, the Human Rights Council must impose targeted measures against persistent violators of the right to freedom of expression and freedom of the press by setting up a mechanism for prevention, deterrence, and rapid response to the widespread and systematic violence against the right to freedom of expression. We see this as an important step on the road to provide